Hello folks, how y'all doing today? Today we're working on the old Cub Cadet. I got this old thing from my pop, and it wasn't running real good. I mean, it runs. As you can see, it's in pretty good condition. I think it's like a 65 model International Cub Cadet 102. It's got the Kohler 10-horse Kohler motor, cast iron old engine in there, but it doesn't run the best, and he believes it was the carburetor. I haven't really done no diagnosis or anything like that to it, but I did find on eBay, well, not really eBay, actually probably a lot of places. I've picked mine up on Amazon, but you can pick up a carburetor for these things for $13. So I'm like, well, what the hell, why not just buy a carburetor and throw it on there and see if it runs better. I just want to show you guys what we got to do to get this thing to run right now. So if I full choke it and all the way up, well, you got to have it out of gear first, because that's not good. See, it just won't stay running. You can't get it to idle down. You can't really get the choke and the throttle really positioned to like get it anywhere close to like an idle down mode or anything like that. It just wants to run at max speed, and that's about it. And you got to fiddle with the choke and get the choke just right to be able to get it to work even at high speed. So yeah, we're going to pull it off and change them out and see what happens. But this is the carburetor I picked up for it. It comes with little nipple and a gasket. Brand new. Made in China most likely. But amazing. $13. And I'm just curious, can you buy a $13 carburetor that actually works? I mean, really? That's the biggest amazement. And then if it actually fixes the mower and runs better, dude, that'd be awesome. Well, unfortunately, my battery died in the middle of all that, and the file corrupted. So the part where we took it off and put it back on is gone. So yeah, you missed all that. Not a big deal though, not tremendously. There were some issues that came up though while we was putting this on here. You know, cheap carburetor, 13 bucks. So the throttle shaft that came on it didn't have a stud on there, and instead of just looking for a stud, we changed out throttle shafts. So we did change the throttle shaft, so now we have the stud, so our crap works. Had to reuse this nipple because the one that came on was barbed. Ours is screw-in deal with a little rubber to seal it up. Our needle was bent from the box out of our $13 carburetor, so I took the needle out of the original and put it back in here.
Seems to work so far.
Seems to work fine. Throttle, the choke wasn't centered very good, so it was hanging. So I was able to loosen it up, get it centered better, lubed up our cable and everything, and that's all working pretty good now.
There's that.
It seems, yeah. Here's
that's that bentness.
I don't know if you can see that. Look at that.
Bent bad.
That was, between China and me, that's how I got that. So, oh, string down. Okay. The gasket that came with it, wrong bolt spacing. The carburetor's got slots to adapt to different bolt spacings, but the gasket did not, like that. So our gasket just had two holes in those wrong bolt spacings, so we clipped the gasket and made it sort of like a slotted bit, just took some scissors and cut it. Same thing, and then I took a little bit of RTV and just put a super thin coat on the back side to where it would hook to the block. It's just so the gasket would stay in place while I put it on there, because there was nothing to center the gasket and make sure it stayed centered on the venturi. So just slightly glued it on there and put it all back together, and worked a couple little kinks out with getting the choke. This is old linkage and everything. Had some loose screws and stuff, and got it all working. And to our surprise, it runs.
Seems to.
Hit the key for us, man.
Open the door real quick.
door so I don't gas us out.
Did you choke it or anything?
I should. We just fired it up a minute ago. We need to adjust the idle speed just a little bit, but it runs.
Way better than it ever did.
It wouldn't never idle that low or crank right up that easy or anything. So yeah, you can actually turn the choke off now, and it'll run and it'll idle down. So yeah, a couple of little screw turns and I think we got it. So if you've ever wondered, will that $13 carburetor fix your lawnmower? If you got a bad one like we did, our carburetor was a little, it didn't seem wrong, but you know, might have some crunk in it or something. The guy we got it from, or what my dad got it from, he had messed with that carburetor a little bit, and he had another carburetor that he gave to my dad with it, and he'd been fiddling with both of them, and neither one of them worked, it seemed. It still had the same issue, so that's why I decided just to buy another one. And for $13, I kind of felt like I was taking a gamble if it would actually work. So if you're ever wondering, will it work? Yeah, you can actually get a $13 carburetor that will run your lawnmower. It's amazing. All right, peace.